Hi, everyone. Welcome to day 4 of Your Best Year Yet, the 5-day business alchemy experience for more fulfillment, impact, and cold hard cash in 2021. And happy New Year's Eve if you're watching this in real time. So exciting, the last day of 2020. I am so excited that you're tuning in today because it's a really juicy episode. We're talking about how to actually put your goals into action and how to make your dreams and desires a reality. So part of making your big goals reality needs to include breaking them down into more manageable bite-sized goals. That means breaking down your big goal by what you can accomplish in a month or a quarter. For example, if your big goal is to be able to lift 200 pounds in the gym, but you've never been to the gym before, you might have to have your goal for the first month to be to sign up for a gym membership in the first place and learn proper lifting form so you don't hurt yourself. And maybe the first one is lifting 20 pounds after that. Then next month it could be to lift 40 pounds and so on. The same goes for your business goals, which is largely what we're going to be focusing on in today's episode. Although you can apply these same principles to other areas of your life. So this is a part of Your Best Year Yet, as I mentioned. And so each day this week, we've been kind of digging deeper and deeper into making 2021 your best year yet. Hence the name. On day 2, we went into actually setting goals. So you might want to go back to that. You can listen to that on the Business as a Magical Practice podcast, or if you're on the Dirty Alchemy YouTube channel, either way, you can just go back, listen to that one and do those exercises first before you jump into today. And so there's a full workbook to go along with it if you just want to start there, or listen to the full episode and dig into it. And then come into here and we're really digging into the how to make the goals a reality. So anyways, if your goal is to create your first online program, your goal for the first month might be to get super clear on what the program is, who your ideal client is, and what transformation you're guiding them through. Your goal for the second month might be to outline your program. And your goal for the third month might be to begin teasing your audience and marketing your program to prepare for launching it. That obviously requires a project plan. But there are other goals that require consistent daily or weekly action, the same things over and over again, like making offers online, reaching out to people you want to work with, following up with prospects. If that's the case, you need to define your daily or weekly business tasks that mark little successes you have each week in getting your business where you want it to be. So you can celebrate with a hell yeah at the end of every week for getting these things done, getting them marked off your to-do list. Even if all you got done was having one new discovery call or finally taking care of that thing you've been putting off that only ended up taking 20 minutes. I know I'm not the only one who does this. When you do this, you'll have manageable mini accomplishments along the way that will help you reach your big goal. The trick is to make a concrete time frame for you to accomplish each smaller goal and then stick to it. And these mini goals are actually a way to create that you can create a huge impact without even realizing it. Because part of this business alchemy event is to help you get more impact in 2021, right? So the second part of this is answering, how will I reward myself for doing my weekly and daily tasks that push me toward my goals? You want to be rewarding yourself for doing the things you think move you toward your goal, like reaching out to prospects daily, versus only rewarding yourself for hitting big goals, like signing a new client or hitting your launch goal. Then you can assess monthly if the consistent tasks are working or if you need to change them up next month or get better at copywriting or sales conversations or whatever skills you need to build to make those daily tasks work even better. So every time you lift an additional 10 pounds for our gym example, or every time you post on Instagram to nurture your audience, it might not feel like a lot to you because you know that your goal at the end of the day is much larger than just this one thing. But this is still having a huge impact on your body or in having a huge impact on your audience and your business. It's actually kind of amazing that these little steps that we take every day can be so impactful in our lives and can get us where we want to be, sometimes without us even realizing it. Like, you'll just go on autopilot taking care of these tiny goals and not thinking about it. And then at the end of 3 months or 6 months, you realize that you've made so much progress along the way. So, an important piece of this is you have to make your goals automatic. This means they're not something that you can easily forget. You do not want to have to rely on motivation to hit your goals, because you better bet that your motivation will run out by February. I wish I had, before recording this, gotten the actual statistics around people who hit their New Year's resolutions or maintain them throughout 12 months. I think it's like 80% are done by February, right? Most people lose motivation or forget about their goal or get bored or whatever, get distracted by February, even though they spent all this time imagining their new selves in 2021 or whatever new year it is. Hitting your goals automatic means having a clear monthly or weekly plan. It means scheduling time to work on carrying out your plan, or hiring people to do it for you with a very clear desired end result outlined for them. Put every step of your goals, even the small ones, into your calendar so that it's always on the top of your list. Or use a project management tool like Asana to keep things organized. For your daily or weekly consistent tasks, put them on your calendar. Maybe it's 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. every day, writing a new pitch email to someone you'd love to work with, or writing a certain number of words for the book you'd love to accomplish in 2021. If your goal is to be more healthy and you find a local gym and then schedule in your calendar 3 times a week that you'll go, knowing you can change those dates and times around when they arise, you'll already be halfway there, because you'll be reminded and you'll be able to keep track of it if you're actually doing it. Then you just need to actually do the damn thing, right? So let's look at some business goals and how they might play out for you. We get questions all the time from people wondering about the best way to build their online presence or online program. And I know a lot of people listening right now are probably thinking about their own online program that they would like to create. So I wanted to talk a little bit about what it would look like to make creating an online program a reality. So here at Dirty Alchemy, we help magical online business owners scale their profit, reach, and impact. We've created and assisted with dozens of launches and made our clients multiple 7 figures in 2021 alone. In 2020 alone. We know the ins and outs of what makes a good launch. Usually someone just has to tell me a little bit about what they're planning out, and I can tell if it's going to be a success or not. Why is it sometimes guaranteed not to be successful? Because some entrepreneurs don't really have a plan in place. They charge in head first toward what they want without setting those smaller goals we talked about. And then things are just chaos. Because a launch isn't casual. In general, especially if it's your first one, right? It takes planning and intention to be successful. So, anyways, while our past offers, and I'm just going to go into an example for my own business, for Dirty Alchemy, what we're planning for 2021, and kind of dig into it and hoping it's a good example for you if you are planning on an online program in 2021. Our past offers have been with multiple 6-figure and 7-figure entrepreneurs to launch their programs and build their audience. We're creating something new for 2021. So we're going through this process on our own, launching for ourselves. I've seen time and again, the CEOs or online business owners I work with in this hamster wheel. They are visionaries, creators, leaders, and they're stuck in the day-to-day, micromanaging and stressed the fuck out. Not even able to do the spiritual practices or magical practices that they teach. So the Harvard Business Review actually did a study on CEOs, and they found that CEOs fall into 2 categories: CEO managers and CEO visionaries. CEO managers spend their time, you guessed it, managing their employees or micromanaging their managers hung up on the day-to-day. The visionaries, the CEO visionaries, spend their time focusing on the big picture, the long term, and building up the brand with a trusted team in place to handle the rest. And guess what? Harvard Business Review found out that these CEO visionaries, that category of CEOs, run more efficient businesses. Okay? So I am so excited to roll out this 12-week program to help solopreneurs and online business owners who work with a piecemeal team of contractors to elevate themselves to being the CEO visionary of their business, so that their business is run by people that love supporting them and impact hundreds or thousands of people while making a profit. They work for the most part in their zone of genius, whether that is creating programs, working with clients, speaking, writing, designing new methods, whatever it is for them. They have spaciousness in their life to download the vision for their business and to practice what they preach on a cellular level. It's designed as a small group program for only 10 to 15 women, so you get hands-on support, and it's going to be so good. So you can see here that the transformation is the backbone of the program. In this example, it's also the key to good marketing. And I've said this time and time again, and I'm going to continue saying it. Expressing the transformation to your customers or prospects and taking them through that transformation and transforming them through marketing, that is what makes good marketing, and that is what will make selling easy and just no-brainer, right? It's not about how long your program is or how many sessions or how many lessons or modules or PDFs or videos or like you having a special process. It's about knowing your people, knowing where they are at, what they struggle with, and where they want to go. And a transformation, a quote-unquote transformation, is just a fancy way of saying that people have a goal they want to hit. If someone is going into your program with a specific intention of transforming into someone who is more magical, or someone who understands astrology better, or someone who can overcome relationship blockages, or someone who makes a shit ton of money and suddenly doesn't have to worry about that shit anymore. Whatever the desired transformation is, that's their goal. And it's worth noting that you, as you are guiding people through your program, you may want to employ these exact same guidelines to help your clients reach that goal. Small, focused goals. Focus on what matters and make your goals concrete and automatic right in your calendar. So, as a business owner, your goals should center around who your people are, what problems they have, and what transformation you're going to take them through, the before and after. Don't lose sight of that fact as you're pursuing your own goals. When you get clear on the people you serve and what their end result of working with you is, you are golden. This is step one in your offer creation and in your pricing and in your copywriting. So, hope that made that a little bit more clear. Feel free to message us on Instagram or in the Facebook group if you want to dig a little deeper into it. I'm happy to. I love talking about this topic, and I mean marketing in general. So please ask any questions. So how to hit all those business goals? Let's start by working backwards a little bit. Go back to day 2 of your best year yet. What was your annual revenue goal? Or what is your annual revenue goal for 2021? What do you need to hit quarterly and monthly to hit that goal? So for quarterly, you're just straight up dividing your annual revenue goal by 4. And for monthly, you're just dividing your annual revenue goal by 12. This is going to give you a good idea of what your year actually needs to look like. And of course, like, it's very common that things will ramp up over the year. You'll get more comfortable making more money or handling more clients, or your audience will grow. So suddenly you'll start making more money in the second half or the last quarter of the year. totally normal. But if you can go into 2021 with this idea of, okay, if my goal is $400,000 in annual revenue for 2021, each quarter I need to make $100,000, right? So at the end of Q1, if you're looking and you're like, well, shit, I only made $10,000, or man, I only made $50,000, you know that something needs to change, and you need to make up for it in the other quarters. So note here for those listening that are just starting out or still working to hit their first 6 figures in business, you've heard me say this before, and I'll say it again and again. I recommend starting with working one-on-one with people if you are a service-based business. Selling your service to one person or one business, honing your skills, building your intellectual property, building an audience. Don't start by building an online program. I see so many people wanting to do that right when they're new to business. They just want to, like, I don't want to work one-on-one with people. I want to do an online program. I want it to be scalable. I want to get a bunch of people into it. That is a beautiful thing, but you are going to get there quickly, and you're going to have success more quickly when you're actually just starting with one-on-one. Okay. So don't start your business expecting people to second part of this is, don't start your business expecting people to reach out to work with you by posting on Instagram. Reach out to people directly, or through giving value in Facebook groups, or being a speaker in a summit or podcast, or meeting people in person when and if the world opens back up post-COVID. So I very, very much recommend your goals and your daily tasks to be creating a super clear offer, reaching out to people daily, or at least creating conversations with other humans daily, and then following up with them, with the people you want to work with consistently until you're fully booked up with your one-on-one clients or the businesses you serve, or you hit your monthly revenue goal. Those are my 2 cents. So if you are fully booked or already at your desired monthly revenue, or at a place that really sustains you and there's a bit of overflow, then switch over to designing and launching an online program to the audience you've been building over time. And just to like underline this point, a lot of people don't realize there actually is a bit of a runway from transitioning or starting your business or working with one-on-one clients to launching a program, and for that program to fully give you the income you need to serve it, to feed, to house your team and pay your team, to pay yourself well. So if you're able to work with one-on-one clients and actually build up a little bit of a buffer so that you can actually launch your program in the long run, it's going to really serve you. So I didn't mean to go so much in depth here, but it happened. I'm sure someone out there needed to hear this. So now that I've made my standard disclaimer about people who are just starting out, let us look at an example. Let's say you decide to launch an online program in December 2021. That probably means your focus for Q4 is that program. Keeping your keeping your annual revenue in mind, let's start with your price point. Obviously, you need to be clear on what you're offering and the value it's providing before you can set your prices. And you need to know how many people you want in the program itself. So start setting goals. Goal for month 1 of 2021, get clear on your offering. Goal for month 1 of Q4 in this example, if we're launching in December 2021, get clear on your offering. Goal for the second month there would be figuring out your price point and how many people you want in the program. Goal for month 3 is to get clear on your ideal customer avatar, and so on. And I mean, of course, you can be working on this throughout the entire year, always ramping up to when you actually want to launch the program. So on. And you can further divide those into smaller goals too. Maybe part of month 1 is market research, but the point is that you have something to focus on each step of the journey instead of trying to eat the entire elephant at once. I also want to note here that sometimes goal setting can be all about constraint, reeling ourselves in when it's good for our business. As entrepreneurs, sometimes we want to commit to doing something for the long haul, but especially if it's our first launch or we're still new to business, it can be incredible and transformative to commit to something for just 90 days. to focus really hard on that one thing and sell it and put your whole self into it. The length of your program doesn't mean it's success. The transformation it provides your clients do. Instead of promoting 2 different programs, plus a full day intensive, plus one-on-one sessions with you that are sectioned into 5 different pricing packages, pick 1 per quarter or 1 per month maximum. I know, you hate me for telling you this. Pick 1 and focus your intention and your brain and your magic on putting it out into the world and getting people riled up about it and paying you for it. So many of us hit a roadblock or some discomfort in our business, and we just decide we want to change everything. Maybe we hear some negative feedback that shakes us and we wonder if we should change our offerings and change our purpose. Really, what we need to do is stop creating mental drama and keep being brave enough to show up exactly as we are and delivering the rare gift that we are on this earth to deliver to people. And I mean, another common excuse here is, oh, I don't want to lose the sale, so let me change up all of my offerings to perfectly fit into this person's box, right? Like, oh, they might think this is too long of a package or too long of a commitment, or they don't want to do a one-day thing. They'd rather do like a longer term thing. So let me change everything up to like for this one person's preference instead of building up and really solidifying and getting hyper efficient in your systems for selling one offer. So all of this is totally okay, but it does mean that as you are reaching for your big goals, keep in mind that it might be beneficial for you to take multiple roads to get there. If your goal is to double your impact, which is part of what this business alchemy event is about, and remember, you defined what impact means for you on day 2 of your best year yet. Go back to your workbook to review that. You might decide that maybe part of your path to reaching more people involves writing a book. Maybe it involves spending more time with one-on-one clients. Maybe it involves spending more time on social media. Maybe all of it, or something else entirely. As you're thinking through this, you might find it useful to sit down and write out all of the different things that you could get on, that could get you on the path toward your goal. Write down everything you can think of, even if it's something that you tell yourself you would never do. Write it down, and then reflect back on it. I've definitely found that there are times when I think, oh, I would never do that. And then when I think harder about it, or just let it like simmer in the background of my subconscious for some time, I realize that actually that's exactly the thing I should do, and that I actually want to do it at that point. But that's an aside. Don't let yourself get distracted. So many of us waste time on things that don't matter because we feel like so many of us waste time on things that don't matter because we feel like we need to fill time to work 8 hours a day, or to avoid uncomfortable things that we don't want to do. Like if you're focused on creating another program instead of directly reaching out to people you think would be the perfect clients because you're still nervous about selling, even though that income would come in significantly faster than launching a program, or engaging on social media instead of creating standard operating procedures for your business so that you can delegate more and make more time for yourself to be in your zone of genius, or just taking time off. Remember that yesterday Donna Woodwell said in our interview about the astrology of 2021 that because of the Mercury retrogrades and the eclipses, and because of Jupiter moving into Pisces from May 13th to July 29th, the summer is going to be the best time all year for you to examine the systems and structures that you have in place in your business, so you can figure out what's working for you and what isn't working for you moving forward. This is perfect because it's right in the middle of the year. So you can use this time to reflect on the structures that you put in place to hit your goals. Did you fall out of touch with goals that you set earlier in the year? Have you made progress that you intended to make by May? This is a perfect time to get your house in order and do some reflecting to get back on track if you've fallen off. And don't worry, we are planning on sending out a worksheet to everyone who signed up for your best year yet over the summer about this exact thing. You'll get a reminder to help track your goals throughout the year and review how each quarter is going for you, so you have a little bit of external accountability to follow through on all the work that you're doing this week. And if you're listening to the podcast or watching on YouTube and you haven't signed up for Your Best Year Yet, you can go to thedirtyalchemy.com/2021 and you'll get the workbooks that go with all of these videos or all of these audios. And you'll also get some reminders and inspiration sent to you throughout the year in your inbox. And this will help you keep on track to hit all your business goals in 2021. Okay. So don't forget to incorporate goals for both your short-term and your long-term business needs. In the beginning of your business, your goals might look like reaching out to people. Like I said, talking to people you know, calling businesses, asking your friends for referral, showing up fully in aligned Facebook groups. At the same time, you want to be building your perfect audience. So the first part was about getting clients, getting your revenue, filling up your docket so you can actually have the income you need to get you to the next level in your business. All at the same time, you actually want to be building your audience for the next phase of your business. So there is a case for building an email list over just trying to rack up followers on social media. This is like building a home on owned versus rented land. And I've talked about this before, right? You can imagine you own a piece of property and you build a house on it. Amazing, you're all set. Versus you are leasing a property and you decide to build a home on it. Your home, the state of your home on this leased land is 100% up to the people who actually own that piece of land. You're renting it, okay? So this is like building your audience on social media, rented land, versus building your audience on an email list or, I mean, this year I'm also calling Facebook groups more owned, but I mean, it's not really. Okay, it's the algorithms aren't changing there. There's no chance of you being shut down. Like I know quite a few people whose whole Facebook accounts or Instagram accounts have been shut down because they're being too progressive or trying to take back and re-empower the words whore and bitch, you know? Shout out to Amy Lorbati. She was one of our podcast episodes. So we need to let go of the attachment to vanity metrics and focus on what actually increases revenue and profit in your business. Building an audience on social media is an awesome tool, but it should not trump building an email list. Sure, social media can give you a boost for a year or two, but at any moment, an algorithm could change, or Facebook's policy issues could blow up, and you lose all of the work that you put in. When someone reads your emails and falls in love with what you're saying, they'll feel connected to you individually. Keep it up, and after a few emails, you can totally enchant them. They'll love you and your brand. When someone connects to your Instagram post or story, it's much more of a brief connection. There's less soul there. And the numbers actually reflect this. Like you can, like if you're not like actually feeding into the social media echo chamber and you're not showing up every single day, like you might just get totally lost because there's so many other distractions there. So with that point, emails have a higher conversion rate than social media because you're building this intimate relationship. When you send an email, it's more personal than a status update or a tweet. I've seen this with clients I've worked with who had affiliates with strong email lists versus strong social media following. The email list converts exponentially higher every time. And I pulled some facts. I don't know. I'm really trying to convince people to start building their email list, even though like people are like, oh, it's 2020. Oh, it's 2021. So in 2019, global email users amounted to 3.9 billion people and is set to grow to 4.3 billion people in 2023. That's half of the world's population. 73% of millennials prefer communication from businesses to come via email. And it's been proven that for every $1 you spend on email marketing, you can expect an average return of $42. Of course, that's an average, so that could be more or less than that. And then 49% of consumers said that they would like to receive promotional emails from their favorite brands on a weekly basis. So take this message into 2021. Okay, so in addition to your email list, we're hitting back on the concept of constraint that we dug into a little bit earlier. Choose one social media platform and commit to it. Give it your love, your energy, your juice. It can be Instagram, Facebook group, Twitter, YouTube, podcast, or anything else. But if I would put my money on any platform right now, it would be YouTube. It's my podcast. This is my event. So I'm giving you all my two cents in my expert opinion for 2021. I vote for YouTube. I bet on YouTube. The conversion rate of video is way, way higher than other mediums. Video creates a much deeper relationship than written or audio form, and Facebook and Instagram will be going through some massive changes in algorithm and privacy stuff in 2021. So if you are starting fresh, I would go over to YouTube. Or if you are well established, super profitable biz, things are changing and YouTube is a solid platform to invest energy in ASAP. There are my 2 cents. So if you can constrain yourself to giving fully to one platform, and I don't mean spending all of your time on it, I mean creating juicy content on it and being enchanting on it, which, I mean, it can really take as little as 2 minutes a day. The next quarter, you can assess and double down, or start building out systems on another platform if you weren't psyched on the return on that platform and it wasn't as connecting, or your people weren't there, and or there was a major algorithm change. So this is also going to make your impact bigger because the audience that you have on that platform will know you. They'll know you provide value and they'll trust you. And it's 100 times better to have a few thousand audience members who deeply know you and your brand instead of 100,000 audience members who can't remember your name or what it is you do exactly. It's also going to help you feel more fulfilled because you're getting to really know and love your audience. You'll get to interact with them directly all the time. And you won't be stretching yourself too thin. You won't be trying to put on too many irons into the fire. And if you remember the podcast yesterday with Donna, this is what she warned us about getting too easily distracted with all of this air energy that we're moving into with 2021. It's more important than ever to focus on how you can make that impact. Being a laser, not a sprinkler. So if you have a team, you can build out systems that deliver the content you make for that channel to other channels, as in you make a YouTube video and then your team repurposes it as a podcast and transcribes it for multiple social media posts and posts the video as an IGTV, etc. These systems can be easily created and carried out by a VA or an OBM or a different team member, but please don't think you need this when you're getting started or you need it at all. Being omnipresent is for scaling. It's a distraction when you're not at the stage of business to be scaling, okay? So, now it is your turn. You've already written down your big goals for 2021. Again, that was day 2. Go back there if you haven't done it yet. Now, divide each one up into smaller goals. Any number of smaller goals that seem doable. Put all of these goals on a weekly, monthly, or quarterly timeline. Then get clear on how you can systematize hitting your goals. So, put them all in your calendar, schedule them, set reminders, whatever. Maybe you need 20 clients, maybe you need to schedule 1 hour per day to reach out to prospects or ask for referrals or follow up with potential clients. Maybe if you want to launch an online program, create a project plan that breaks down the week by week of what you need to get done to have everything you need by the time of open enrollment. Okay? Then decide on times every month or every quarter at least to review. How are you doing? Right? Put this in your calendar. Seriously, like go to each solstice and equinox on your digital calendar and put in a calendar event with a reminder that says it's time for my quarterly review, and decide on some questions that you need to go over and remind yourself of what goals you're trying to hit. It also helps with creating those business journey tasks, those small weekly tasks I talked about earlier that you can celebrate each week. Put it all on your calendar. So many lessons today, okay, you guys? But one final note before signing off for the day, I want you to understand that self-care is a profit-generating action, and it needs to be a part of your scheduling. You, as a business owner, need to take care of yourself. Schedule time off, schedule time to do the things that you love to do, really identify activities that bring you pleasure and joy and make those a priority. It will impact your business and it will impact your profit margins. You can actually hold yourself back by not doing this because you'll create a business that you hate or you'll burn yourself out. And then you won't want to double or triple your revenue because you can't even imagine taking on more work than you have now. That's where the line work smarter, not harder really applies, okay? Building your schedule so that you have the spaciousness in your life to enjoy your life and to come up with the brilliant ideas that will allow you to grow faster. So, repeat after me. Self-care is a profit-generating activity. So finally, tell me what you think. Tell everyone that's participating in this what you think. Head over to the Facebook group, Business as a Magical Practice, and let us know, or comment on the post on Instagram. Did you have any surprising mini goals come up? Was there something that you now realize you have to do that you didn't know before? And what are you celebrating each week? How are you planning on celebrating? Head on over to the Facebook group, to Instagram, and let us all know what you think. And see you tomorrow for day 5, the ritual.